Hello everyone, in today's video we are going to look at a data validation feature in Microsoft Excel. You can use this feature to cut down on a number of errors that you are going to make while entering the data into Excel sheet, as well as you can reduce the time spent on doing data entry. Data validation feature is present in data on the right side in data validation. Let me show you how this works. Here we are going to enter the data of students in a school under these captions. Let's say the ID number for a particular student consists of only 4 characters. If somebody is going to enter any number that is greater than 5 or less than 5, a warning sign would pop up so that the correct entry must be made. Let me show how we would do this. Select the whole column. Under Data tab, you can go to Data Validation. Click on Data Validation, and here you can see we have allow. Go to text length between. Let me make it simple. I would choose equal to. Let's suppose ID number consists of only 5 characters. Click OK. Let me make some entry to demonstrate how this works. Enter. Let me enter a wrong ID number. You can see this value doesn't match the data validation restrictions defined for this cell. Retry, and now you can correct it. Let me demonstrate once more. This time I am going to enter more than 5 characters. You can see this value doesn't match the data validation restrictions. You can also customize this warning sign as well. Let me show you how you would do this. Cancel, select, go to data validation, input message, title. Let's make our title recheck, and input message as insert 5 character. In the error alert, you can give a title. For example, I want to write wrong. Let me copy the input message from here and put it in the error message. Click OK. You can see recheck. This is the title, insert 5 characters. Let me insert more than 5 character. You can see we are getting a warning, wrong, insert 5 characters. You can also use a data validation feature to enter correct date or a particular date. Let me show you how this would work. First, select the whole column. Go to data validation. Click on data validation. In the settings, you can click on date between. You can choose 2 dates. For example, we want students who are born between 1980 and 2000. Put in a simple date, in date, click OK. Now, if you enter a date, let me enter a date, 1995. You can see it is considered as correct. Let me put in a date that is out of the data validation restriction, 1970. Click. Here you can see we are getting an error. So in this way you can specify the date or age or things like that. In the marks section, we want only those students whose marks are more than 70 or equal to 70. For this you can go to data, data validation, and here we want to enter a whole number and it must be greater than or equal to 70. Click OK. Let me enter 89. It's okay. 78, it's okay. 60, and here we go. You can see an error message popped up. One of the coolest features that I like the most about data validation is inserting a drop-down list, and that can be done from data validation feature. Let me select the subjects, go to data validation, and here from the drop-down we are going to select list. First, you need to define the source. We have our subjects over here. You can also have these subjects on some other sheet as well. I would select all of these, click OK, and now if you click in the first cell, you can see we have a drop-down list and anything can be chosen. Here you go. You can choose any of the subject like this. If somehow you enter a new subject, let me show you political science. Now if you go over here, you won't see the option of political science. So in order to enter this back into your data, click over it, hold the shift key and drag it up. Now if you go over here, click, and you would see political science. Here you can see it. You can also enter a particular time as well. Select this column, go to data, and then into data validation. In the value you can enter time. For example, we want time for this class is between 10 to 11. Click OK. Now if somebody enters 10, 15, it's considered okay. But if you enter 12, 25, you would get a warning because that's not the valid time. In the total expenses, you can again go to data validation, and here you can specify a value, whole number between, let's say, 20,000 to 25,000. Click OK. And now if you enter 21,000, it would be considered okay. But if you enter 30,000, error message would pop up. One more thing that I would like to show you is how to use formula in data validation. For this, let me delete the previous data validation restrictions from ID number. I would select it, go to data validation, and I would clear all. Okay. And now there are no data validation feature applied to this particular cell. Let me delete everything from here. For example, we want ID number not to be repeated for more than one student. For this, we are going to select the column, go to data validation, click on data validation. Here we can go to custom, and here we can apply a formula. Let me first show you how we can apply a formula. As I have mentioned, we don't want a particular number to be repeated. For this particular thing, we can use COUNTIF formula. How we can use it? Let me demonstrate it first over here. The formula is equal to COUNTIF bracket start, and we want this particular column to have entries that are not repeated, and we can specify any particular cell. Let me specify A1. That's the A1, bracket close. And we want this A1 or any particular cell to have entry that is entered just one time is equal to 1. Let me cut this whole formula, Control X, select the column ID number, go to data validation, click, and here we can go to custom formula, paste the formula over here. Now click OK. Let me demonstrate how this works. Let me write some ID numbers over here, 1, 2, 3, 4. If I'm going to enter 1 once more, you can see it is giving an error because it is being repeated. Retry 8 and it's good. In this way, you can make sure that no double entries are being entered. You can use any other formula as well. I hope you have learned something new in this data validation feature in Microsoft Excel. Please give this video a thumbs up. Thanks for watching.